I'm Julie, and welcome to Plants to the Rescue. So we're going to do a quick little video today. Hopefully it's a quick one. But this one is kind of an emotional one for me, so bear with me. And I'm going to be as transparent as I can be. And hopefully you don't hear, there's some noise in the background. I'm hoping that it doesn't come through on camera. So I apologize if there is some extra noise. What's the skinny on the loose skin? That's what I'm calling this one today. So yeah, it's something that I often don't hear talked about very much. Every now and then I'll hear somebody hit on it a tiny little bit, but it isn't frequently talked about. And it's something that I think that gives people a lot of shame. And I think that the only way to reduce shame in our lives is through transparency and being open about it. So I have lost, as of this date, well, as of a couple of days ago, for those that are following my channel or whatever the heck you want to call this, I threw away my scale. So I'm not weighing myself on a daily, weekly, for a little while it seemed almost hourly basis anymore. I got rid of it because I felt like some toxic behaviors were starting to happen with me, and it changed my relationship with food in a way that was really negative. So, and like I've said before, I think that the scale is great, especially at the beginning of your journey. It's a really, really good guide to let you know how you're doing, and it can be a great tool. But I think once you start getting, and I'm talking to the people out there that have struggled with morbid obesity. Once you get closer to your end game, I think that sometimes the scale can produce some toxic behaviors. At least it did for me. And I really didn't want this ever to be a diet. I'm sure at the very, very beginning of my journey, I probably did think it was just going to be a diet. But now that I've been at this for a really long time and lost so much weight, I definitely know that it's not a diet. It is a lifestyle. But the scale was having me kind of still treat it like it was a diet, and it was producing toxic behavior in me. So I got rid of it. And now I only know my weight when I go to the doctors. And I had a doctor's appointment. And so as of last week, I've now lost 190 pounds, which is crazy when I think of it. It's insane. I have lost an overweight woman from my body, like literally an entire overweight person I have lost from my body. And that is incredible. But with that comes some challenges. I am not at goal. I don't know what my goal is going to be. I'm guessing that I will probably shed or release another 20 to 30 pounds from my body. But I'm not 100% sure on that. I am not seeking after some number anymore. I met my number. My initial goal was to weigh 150 pounds, and I met that goal. I had said before that after I got to 150 pounds, I was probably looking to get to around 135. Well, now that I'm at 150, I don't know that is where my body will actually land. It could end up releasing more weight than that, or I might not make it there. I'm really not sweating that. But long story short is when you lose 190 pounds, you know, I've heard a lot of people say if you lose it slow, you won't have as much skin issues. And I lost it super slow. I lost it over a period of years and years and years. And I definitely did some, it was not a straight trajectory down. It was definitely like this. And it didn't change the skin issue for me. Now, I'm not saying it would be that way for everyone. I think there's a lot of factors that go into how much skin issues you're going to have. I think your age is part of it. I think your overall skin elasticity is part of it. I think how quickly or how slowly you lose weight might be part of it. I think your genetic makeup as far as your actual collagen in your skin is part of it. I think whether you work out and do any strength training is a part of it. But all in all, if you're morbidly obese and you lose a lot of weight, you're going to have to deal with excess skin. And how do I deal with it? Well, It depends. There are times that I have dealt with it pretty badly, and I've cried about it. I've cried a lot about it, and I wanted to be honest with people about what that feels like. There are moments because of the excess skin that I have not been able to see clearly how well I've done and how far I've come. There are moments because of the excess skin that I have not honored the fact that I'm in a fit body, that I felt very much like I am still 340 pounds because of the excess skin. There were times, over this past journey that I have still continually gone to the wrong size clothing in the stores. I'm starting to get a lot better about that, but for a long time, I went to the wrong section of the store because, and it was ridiculous. And my husband would tell me, Julie, you're not the size. And I would go in the dressing room and try things on, and they would just be falling off of me. But my mind, body dysmorphia, my mind was telling me because of the excess skin that I was much, much heavier than I am. So it's been a struggle, and it's still a struggle. It's getting better, and there are some things that there's like a fine line for me. There's a lot of people that will tell me, oh, they're your battle scars, you should be proud of them. And I respect all of you that have told me that. I respect you, and I love you for the heart behind why you're saying that. But anybody that has battle scars, it's a sore spot for them, no matter what the battle scars are from. My son lost his leg to bone cancer, and he has scars and an amputation. And it's not something that he feels comfortable showing to everybody, his naked bare leg. It's not something that he feels comfortable with. And I know other people that have, really, really bad psoriasis or eczema or any other kind of or burns or skin conditions that really struggle with their scars being evident for the world to see, because people do stare, whether they mean badly or they are just curious or they have compassion or empathy or for whatever reason. But our eyes are naturally drawn to things that look different. And so that's not something that I am comfortable putting just out there and having those kind of looks and stares and conversations with strangers. I personally am not comfortable with it. I know that there's a lot of people out there that they have tons of excess skin, and they will wear tank tops, and they will wear short shorts, and they'll wear a bikini, and it doesn't bother them. And that's great. I think that's fantastic. I think kudos to you. That is wonderful to be in that kind of a mindset. The truth is, I think that people have varying levels of where they feel comfortable showing skin in general. And I think if I had ever, had the perfect body, I would never have been a bikini wearing kind of lady anyways. It's just not who I am as a person. And I'm shy. I'm very shy. So to wear my excess skin as a waving badge of honor was probably never going to happen for me. But there was also it went too far the other way as well, where I didn't want to be seen at all and was very, very embarrassed. And so this summer, I finally got to the place where I wore a pair of shorts outside. Yeah, and to so many people watching this, they're like, what do you mean you just finally wore a pair of shorts outside? Yeah, I hadn't worn shorts probably since I was, I don't know, probably a teenager. Yeah, that long outside. And I finally did. And, they weren't short shorts, and they weren't capris. They were actual shorts. And I was terrified. And I went purposely for a walk to the grocery store by myself and wore shorts. And no one looked at me. And that blew my mind. And if they were looking at me, I didn't notice, because I made sure that I was very present in the day and in what I was doing. And I was trying not to like focus so much on myself. I mean, inside my little heart was beating like crazy, because I was afraid, of the nasty comments from teenagers or whatever. But it didn't happen. And it ended up being really, really a successful day. So much so that I told my husband, like, I run, and I consider myself a runner. Probably other people consider me a very slow jogger, but I consider myself a runner. And I run every single summer in longer kind of capri pants, not, sports pants. And I run in like a 3/4 length cotton t-shirt. If you've ever run in cotton or done any exercise in cotton, that is not the material you should be doing exercise in. Unfortunately for me, a lot of my excess skin is in my arms. An enormous amount of my excess skin is in my arms. So it's very hard to hide. I know a lot of people carry a ton of excess skin around their stomach. And while I do have quite a bit of excess skin there, that's not my biggest problem area. And I know a lot of people that carry it around their stomach kind of just tuck it into their shorts or their pants. And they were blessed in the fact that they had thin arms even when they were heavy, and thinner legs, and were kind of like apple shaped, so they're able to just slip that into their pants. No one really notices, and they get to wear normal clothes. But the way that I was carrying my weight, so much of my weight was in my arms, and then evenly dispersed throughout my body. So I have excess skin everywhere. I have excess skin on my arms, my stomach, a little bit here. I was lucky that I don't have a ton here. I do have a little bit of jiggle there going. It's not horrible. I definitely lost I lost my top half quite a bit, and I have quite a bit of excess skin on my stomach, but I've got excess skin on my wrists. I have excess skin on my ankles, my shins, like visible excess skin. So they're like, I was very evened out with the weight loss throughout my entire body, but my arms show it the most. I don't even know what size shirt I could possibly be if I did not have this excess skin on my arms, because I am a size small top now. So my husband jokes, and he's like, you'd be shopping in the children's section for sure. And that's another thing. Like, sometimes I get discouraged because I'm like, I'd probably be very, very close to goal if I had skin removal surgery, which is probably not in the cards for me. I don't think that my insurance will pay for it. I know that they won't pay for it, and I don't have the funds for that. So I've come to the place where I've resigned myself to this is my life, and this is a price that I will have to pay for ever allowing myself to be morbidly obese and losing the weight. And I've had people make comments that have broken my heart, and I've had people say things like, well, I would never want to lose the weight because I wouldn't want the skin and stuff like that. And it's messed with my head, but not so much that it's deterred me, because I want to be healthy, and I want to live a very, very long, healthy life for as long as I'm possibly able to. And this has become a lifestyle choice for me, for health, for fitness, and not for vanity's sake. I'm sure when I started way back when, I just wanted to be thin. I just wanted to be skinny. I wanted to be one of those girls. I'm almost 53. I'm not going to be one of those girls, and there's no perfection happening here. I just want to be healthy, and I want to be strong. I want to be healthy and strong for my children. I want to be healthy and strong for my husband, and I want to be healthy and strong for myself. And for my mom. My mom is getting older and is probably going to need some help from me as she gets older. And I want to be in a fit and strong body so that I can be there for myself first and foremost, and for all the people that I love. So the excess skin is going to just have to be part of that whole thing. I am slowly accepting it more. I am slowly, thankful for my body and my skin, that it has protected me, nurtured me, allowed this metamorphosis to happen inside of my body. But I'm not going to lie to you. It is a constant head game, and it is there. It is there with me all the time. For a long time, I didn't want to go swimming because you really can't, at least I cannot hide this when I go swimming, at least as much as I would like to be able to hide it. But for a while, it was like preventing me from going swimming because I didn't want the stares, and I definitely didn't want the questions, and I didn't want the conversations with strangers. Maybe someday I'll be at a better place where I could have those conversations with strangers because maybe I'm supposed to. Maybe I'm supposed to be a help to somebody else. But truth be told, I'm not at a place mentally where I really want to discuss my body in depth with complete strangers. Although, as I think about it, I'm doing it right now on YouTube, so that was kind of stupid, huh? That's kind of silly. Anyways, but really, the only people that are tuning in to watch this are people that have struggled with these things themselves, or they're going through this all themselves, and that's a lot different for me, and it's not in person, so it's just easier. And I might get nasty comments on here, and that's okay. I've got a little bit thicker skin regarding nasty comments on YouTube. I'm just going to delete them and hide them because it's not going to bother me. But I recently bought a long-sleeved bathing suit. I didn't even know those were a thing. So I bought like a one-piece long-sleeve bathing suit with swimsuit material, and it's a one piece, but it's boy shorts. So it covered the lower half of my legs look okay. The top half of my legs show a lot of extra skin. So they're boy shorts, so it's a little bit longer, and I feel okay in them. But the long sleeve swimsuit made a huge difference to me. That I've gone swimming several times now in the bathing suit, because when I go to do like a physical activity like running or swimming, I don't want eyes on me. That's my time just to get my exercise and my physical activity in. And I just want to do it without any of that stuff in my head or any of those interactions that would be super uncomfortable. And that swimsuit makes me feel comfortable. So I think there's a line there. I think like if you can show yourself, in clothing that's, revealing, shorts and swimsuits and all of those things, and you are super proud and you can wear like this badge of honor, I am in awe of you. And I think that's amazing. But if you're anything like me and it's uncomfortable, sometimes unbearable, there are things out there. So I have found longer running shorts that are still running short material, and I'm going to be buying a whole bunch of them for summertime. I've also found compression sleeves for this part of my body. See, when I go like that, it doesn't look horrible, but when I lift it, I could lift it up for you. It's pretty bad. The arms are still, they are suffering. But anyways, there are compression sleeves, so I could wear a running tank top and just compression sleeves and shorts and not be dying in the summer heat while I'm running and be okay. And also the compression sleeves would probably help, I think, considerably too, because my arms do move around. I've got a little jiggle going for you. They do run around. They do move around when I'm exercising. So yes, it's for vanity's sake because I'm embarrassed, but two, it could also serve a functional purpose of stopping some of that movement or chafing or friction or rashes. Although I've been very, very blessed in not getting rashes. And I know a lot of people get horrible rashes from their excess skin. I don't know why that I don't. I run like mad, but I don't. I am lucky I have a space in between my legs and my upper legs, so I think that's preventing a lot of the chafing. But even when I didn't have that space, I really didn't get a lot of chafing. I've just lucked out. I've gotten a little bit in the summer up in between my my upper chest and the inside of my arm, but very, very little. And because I wear deodorant, it kind of like takes care of that kind of chafing and rubbing. So I've been super blessed in that. But I know some people suffer from chafing horribly. and I feel for you. But there are clothing items out there that will help with those kind of things. And I think for me, I'm starting to finally find a balance, because the skinny on excess skin it sucks. Like, it sucks. It sucks. I wish it wasn't a thing. But it is a thing. And I think that as women especially, but men also that have lost a lot of weight, I think that we should be willing to talk about it. It would make me feel more comfortable if more women would talk about it, at least amongst each other, that these are things that you have to deal with. But I think also it's starting to become easier for me to deal with just by the fact that I'm getting older. Maybe if I was 20 years old and I had lost 190 pounds, I would really probably need a lot of therapy to deal with the fact that I am in that age bracket and I've got all this loose skin, just because of, the way it is when you're a young adult and with friends and the clothing fashions and all of that stuff. But being almost 53 years old, I just, everything was going to head south eventually anyways. I mean, that's kind of how I'm looking at it these days. Gravity does a number on your body parts as it is, as you age, whether you're a male or you're a female. Things are going to start drooping. Things are going to start hanging. My husband's a guy. He's lost a lot of weight too. I think that helps because we are able to talk to each other about the excess skin and accept each other's bodies the way that they are, because we've had the same fight and the same battle with the excess skin. So having a partner that's gone through it with you or is super understanding of your metamorphosis is helpful. So I wanted to put it out there that I don't have like this remedy. If you tuned into this video because you're like, oh, she's going to say to use a certain brand of oil or coconut butter or this or that, or this cream is going to make it so you don't have excess skin. It's not real. I don't have that for you. Or these certain exercises are going to somehow tone up skin. You can't tone up skin. What you can do, though, if it's only a little bit of excess skin in certain areas, you can build muscle and it will take the place of where that fat used to be. So had I only had a little bit of excess skin in my arms, I could, in fact, do a lot of upper body strength training and bulk up a little bit. Women are not going to without an enormous amount of strength training. They're not going to bulk up huge. We just don't have the DNA for it. But I could gain more definition muscle-wise that it would look better. And I do strength training, but the amount of loose skin I have in my arms, I'm never going to build enough muscle to fill up that space. So I'm always going to have, we're not talking bat wings, we're talking like pterodactyl wings. Okay, honestly, it's that bad. And I have to laugh because it is what it is. It is what it is. So for you out there, if you are at the beginning of your journey and you're dreading the loose skin thing, I can tell you unequivocally that being in a fit body blows away anything bad that you have to deal with mentally because of loose skin. I would do this all over again 1,000,000 times if it meant feeling the way I do in my body and feeling the vibrant health that I feel. I would never let the fear of the loose skin prevent me from being healthy. And so if you're at the beginning, yes, you will have to deal with it. To what degree, that varies body to body, weight loss story to weight loss story. If you are in the middle or nearing the end of your weight loss journey and you are looking at your body and saying, what did I do? What did I do? I've been there. I was working with some physical trainers a couple of years ago, and I wanted to look like these bodybuilders. I did. I wanted to look like them so bad. I wanted I wanted, they were talking about body definition and changing your body definition and getting cut and all these things. And I wanted that so bad because I wanted to look like that. And I was losing and I was losing and I was losing and I was gaining muscle. And I, have put a lot of muscle onto my body. But then at the end of the day, we had to send in pictures of what we looked like in our underwear before and after, because they were working with us virtually and trying to measure our, how much inches we had lost and success and everything. It was horrifying. It was horrifying sending those pictures in. The leaner that I got, honestly, sometimes my head said the worse I looked. And I don't feel like that today, even though I've lost more and there's probably more hanging skin. I can 100% truly tell you that when I got rid of the scale, when I got rid of tracking religiously the inches lost and the food that I was eating and my weight daily on that scale, when I let go of all of that and I trusted the whole food plant-based diet for what it is, health and life abundant, when I did that, it changed how I saw my body when I'm naked. It changed it. I'm not sitting there saying, wow, you're looking good, girl. It's not that. But I'm also not saying you're a monster either. I am able to see the definition that I have been able to achieve in my body. And I am able to see just the massive amount of weight that I've lost. And I'm able to see health and vitality. And I am able to see the scars from a long fought battle. And I'm kind of just like in this middle ground place with all of it, where if I had a fairy godmother and she came down and she asked me what I want, I would 100% tell her, take all the excess skin away and give me the body that I have fought for. That isn't going to happen, but I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I don't wish that it did. But I also am at the place where I no longer hate what I see, and I'm proud of what I've done, and I would do it all again. So let me know where you're at in this battle. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a dialogue. I would love to know where you're at, what you've gone through on your journey, how much you've lost, whether you had skin removal surgery, whether you haven't, whether you think someday you're going to, whether it's not in the cards for you, and how you deal with it emotionally. I would love to have that conversation with some people. So let me know what you think. But I can tell you this. Let me leave you with this. The more you get out of your head and into your body, the better off you will be. I can tell you that. The more I get out of my head and I do yoga and I run and I bike and I walk and I hike and I swim, the more I do those things, the less the extra skin bothers me. The less anything that's a downside of this journey bothers me. Because the endorphin rush that I get from being physical and the way it lights me up mentally inside and spiritually just outweighs any of those other things. So get out of your head and get into your body and just keep going, because no matter whether it's difficult or not, this journey is worth it. All right. Hopefully we'll have another frank talk next week. All right. Thanks. Peace and love.